This is the water meter, water pressure inspection, and so we're out here, and this is the southeast corner of the property, and this is your water meter right in here. A couple things I should just make note of. One is, you see that valve right there? If it's parallel, the water's on. If it's perpendicular, the water's off. You should never have to bother with this valve because you have other valves we're going to talk about. This is an electronic meter, so it's very difficult for a home inspector to determine, to ascertain whether or not you have a fresh water leak. You also have a flow device attached to this system, which is a backflow device. So that also prohibits an inspector from being able to make an observation, because the backflow prevention device would prevent it from coming in like that. We'll come back to this. Now, somewhere along the lines, somebody decided that you could have less than 40 psi of water pressure coming to a house. Somewhere along the line, somebody decided that. So everybody agrees you shouldn't have more than 80. I don't think you should have less than 40. I'm old school. It used to be there. So we're looking for between 40 and 80 psi. It looks to me like we're getting just a little over 60 psi. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're going to leave that there because I'm supposed to let it set to get an honest measurement. So when you see the still image, it'll have been after this video. Inside the garage, on the north interior wall, behind this little door, Brandon installed this. This is the water supply to the house. This is the main water shutoff valve. And we have a flow device here, which is also a backflow prevention device. Because we have a backflow prevention device, a flow device, if you will, we should have an expansion tank on our water heater. You'll hear more about that later. This is the main water shutoff valve. You turn off all the water to the house. Remember, parallel is on, perpendicular is off. I just turned off all the water to the house. You have one on each side because the water's coming this way. So if this is leaking, if you turn this one off, the water will still be leaking. But the reason why you have to, I hope I can turn it back on. The reason why you have to is if you have to take this out to work on it, you can isolate it and take it out and put it back on. This is the main water shutoff valve to the house. This lower one that's closer to you, parallel is on, perpendicular is off. Okay. So that's the water supply and water pressure video. As we move along, the main sewer cleanouts are over here on the west side. The home faces south. West side of the front portico. This is a double cleanout. So if you have a problem inside of the house, the auger or the snake or the rotor-rooter, whatever you want to call it, it goes in this way. If there's a problem outside of your house, the auger, the snake, the rotor-rooter goes that way. And if the problem gets farther down the line, this over here is a lateral sewer cleanout. And this does not belong to you. Okay? This belongs to this municipality, the city of Anna. Okay? It might affect your neighbors. This is the main sewer line, goes right through here. It's kind of interesting that it's on your side of the property, but I didn't lay it out. I'm not the civil engineer. Somebody decided. So there it is. Don't mess with that. That belongs to the municipality. Gas coming to the house comes in on the east side of the garage. It's electrically bonded. This pipe needs to be painted. Just like it was sealed here, that's a good thing. And this isn't on the plastic, so it's not insulated. That's a good thing. So your bonding is all proper, but it should have a paint on it. Moving along. This is the weather sensor for your sprinkler system, your lawn sprinkler system. So the batteries might need to be changed every once in a while. Probably should get a battery warning, I would imagine, on your control timer. It's supposed to be positioned like that so it can catch, so it's your rain freeze sensor. We're going to leave the door open because we haven't done the roof yet. Inside of your garage, on the east interior wall, this is your lawn sprinkler system. Care and use manual, that's a good thing. But what I'm not seeing is a plot for the lawn sprinkler system, which would be a benefit. It's not required. It would be in the information part of your inspection. It would have been nice if it had been there. We got some more instructions here as well. In our zones, we've got 8 zones right here. It's a good thing. Moving on along, I'm only going to do it in the manual operation. See this exposed irrigation hose? This is allowed as long as it's stapled every 12 inches. If it's stapled every 12 inches, then that's fine. The staple in there. There it is. Is that 12 inches? It's a long 12 inches. Now, even though it's allowed, and it's not a deficiency, notice that when you have exposed irrigation cables like this, they are subject, they're more prone to evaporation. More prone to evaporation, so it's just a physical characteristic. Now close to the water meter, where we started, but on your side of the sidewalk, it would be improper for it to be over here, but close to the water meter, which it should be. This is the check valve for your lawn sprinkler system. And they should be serviced about every year. Again, nobody does that. But the bottom of this irrigation box should have been lined with gravel to keep water from washing in. This is just a valve over here. I didn't know what it was. Started opening things, trying to find out things. This is the main shutoff valve for the lawn sprinkler system. Parallel is on, perpendicular is off. This box should have been excavated so that you can wrap your hand around the valve like this one was. Get in there. Woo. And like this one, it should also have been lined with gravel. So, we didn't really learn anything wrong here. We just learned about stuff.